I want to talk for a little bit about how grief affects somebody with borderline personality disorder. Now, grief is a normal part of life. We all feel grief over certain circumstances. However, for a BPD person, these types of emotions like grief can be felt tremendously deeper, tremendously more than someone else. And they can occur, these scenarios, even in small circumstances. They don't always have to be, somebody died recently or something like that. And they also don't always have to occur with episodes, although they do very typically after an episode. I just shot a video on that, so you should check that out. But what I'm talking about here is the small types of grief. Like recently I made a comment to my wife about how, I'm tired. I work 16 hours a day and I'm tired. That's a normal thing to say. Her response was something along the lines of, I'm sorry that I don't work as hard as you. And I felt tremendous pain over the situation, tremendous grief, as if I had, really taken a hit at her work ethic. But the truth is, we both put into this relationship tremendously. I mean, both of us. Now, that said, that fact, it didn't occur to me immediately. And even though I'm in remission, I still experience symptoms. So I have to walk myself through using, all of the interventive emotional skills that I teach every day. And I had to tell myself, we'll just hold it down for a second here, take a step back. Like, we both put into this relationship tremendously. She was feeling down about my statement, maybe not. I mean, what she said was totally appropriate as well. But my point here is I dragged this situation out. I made the grief last tremendously longer than it should have, if there should have even been grief to begin with. But that's an example of how this kind of symptom can manifest for a BPD person, and it can be severe. We can, end up punishing ourselves for hours and hours, sometimes even days, over some small comment that we made, that we perceived was ill received by somebody else. And that's obviously unnecessary, but you have to get those skills under your belt to be able to beat it. That's why we have entire classes at Sensitive Stability on the topic of grief, for example, and several other emotions that we go through. But anyway, I do hope that this video helps somebody, and maybe it can help you better relate to me in terms of what I experienced and what I experience still. And that's all I have to say on that in under 3 minutes, guys.